Signature Furniture.
Live from the station taking action for you, this is ABC Action News.
Before you go to bed, take a good look at your screen. Authorities are warning you about this man pretending to be a cop, then robbing the drivers he pulls over. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jamison Euler.
And I'm Wendy Ryan. Thanks for joining us. This crafty crook has already gotten away with this trick multiple times. ABC Action News reporter Maricela Burgos is live in Polk County to explain what you need to know so you don't become his next victim. Maricela?
I talked to a witness who says this guy identified himself as el jefe de la inmigración, which means the guy in charge of immigration. Well, we know that's not true, and we also know he took whatever he could get. During the last 4 weeks, this man has been ripping off Hispanic men, taking their money and phones.
He stopped us and he asked us, where did we go?
Filadelfo Perez remembers being interrogated after he and his friend came back from getting coffee near this intersection in Haines City. The man pretended he had information on them.
Someone talked to me and told me you guys were selling marijuana.
They were forced to show their wallets. The fake officer told Filadelfo's friend to get in the car. He suspects because the man noticed his friend had more cash on him. Filadelfo saw a gun and some sort of ID.
I didn't get a good look at it. If it read like he said, the person in charge of immigration.
Detectives are investigating 5 similar robberies. The guy makes up the victim is part of an investigation to get the person in the car, robs them as he's driving, and then leaves them stranded.
That's unbelievable. I suggest nobody to get in the car with anybody that they don't know.
Jose Sanchez works next to the place where the fake officer stopped Filadelfo and his friend.
We're getting everybody in the barbershop aware of it, just in case it does happen somewhere around here again.
Filadelfo hopes it doesn't. The suspect has been seen driving different cars from a Ford Taurus to a Chevy Impala.
At first, I believed him, but I wasn't sure. That has never happened before.
Once this guy is caught, authorities say he could face a number of charges, including kidnapping and theft. Reporting live, Maricela Burgos, ABC Action News.
Thank you, Maricela. All new at 11 now. For the first time, we're hearing from a Florida woman seemingly punched in the face on the street for no reason at all. Take a look. The bruises on Janet Palm's face are still healing. Not to mention a broken nose, cheekbone, and fractured skull. Oh my goodness. We showed you the video last week at 11 showing you a stranger punching Palm in the face in Daytona Beach. Palm says the man asked her about police and then she was sucker punched.
I looked around and I said, I don't see any police. And he repeated it, and when he said the word police, pow.
Well, the good news tonight, police arrested this man who they say punched her. He's in jail tonight, charged with aggravated battery.
Tonight, we're learning more about the teen arrested in a horrific plot. His parents waking up to the smell of gas and their son allegedly ready to burn them alive. ABC Action News reporter Clifton French has been uncovering more about the family. He joins us live outside of the Juvenile Assessment Center tonight in Bartow. Clifton?
Yeah, we're learning one of his classmates actually overheard him 3 weeks ago say that he was going to kill his parents. That student did not report it because Baxton said that he was kidding. But tonight, while that 16-year-old sits in this facility behind me, these serious allegations are starting to sink in. Refusing to talk to the media, asking for their family's privacy, the parents of 16-year-old Baxton Dowdy get into their truck and drive away, all while details of their son's alleged plot come to light.
It's like nothing surprises me anymore.
Bev Fox lives a few houses down from the Dowdys. She's just now learning what happened. She says they're a nice, quiet, religious family who kept to themselves.
They had really good values, probably better than mine,
According to deputies, it was around 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday when they got a call about a burglary at this home, accusing a friend of their 16-year-old son of breaking in. What deputies found was terrifying. Gasoline poured around the mom and dad's bedroom door inside, with more gas outside of their windows.
It's by the grace of God that mom and dad just aren't dead.
Sheriff Grady Judd says their son plotted it all and was trying to set the fire when his parents woke up. That's when he ran back to his bedroom to pretend like he had been sleeping, eventually admitting to deputies that he had committed the crime.
He is a very dangerous individual, and he certainly had the ability and was planning to carry it out.
And Judd says Baxton's reasons for
All right, that was our Clifton French reporting. And we've got breaking news to bring you right now. Police telling us they're searching for a gunman who just robbed a Subway shop in the 2600 block of East Bush Boulevard. Officers have set up a perimeter and are actively searching that neighborhood right now. To keep you safe, they're telling anyone who hears or sees anything suspicious around their homes to call 911 because that suspect is armed and dangerous. Tragedy on vacation. Right now, authorities are looking into the death of a 10-year-old girl. A medical team aboard the Norwegian Gem cruise ship say that little girl drowned on the ship while off the coast of Myrtle Beach. They tried to revive her, but she did not make it. The cruise left New York and was headed to Florida and the Bahamas. Jameson.
Caught on camera, frightening images detectives want you to see right now. Take a look as three men storm a convenience store here in Winter Haven. The first robber through the door is armed with a rifle and two others follow. The gunman holds a weapon to the clerk's head and she puts money in a backpack. They got away and remain on the run tonight. You can help in the search by sharing this video, which we've posted on our Facebook page.
Right now, a small Texas town devastated by a large tornado. Mineral Wells police saying a funnel cloud tore its way through the downtown area tonight, damaging police headquarters and collapsing at least one building there. Rescuers saying there is heavy damage over a 2-block area, but so far no reports of any deaths. Let's get right over to Chief Meteorologist Dennis Phillips, who's been tracking the storms all night long. Den?
Yeah, Wendy, we're still looking at some rain right around Lakeland. These showers and thunderstorms have been around since about 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon. Some of the heaviest were around Sarasota, where they picked up about 2 inches of rain. Still some lingering storms as well around Orlando. Now looking at total rainfall over the last 3 hours or so. Heaviest rain, south central Hillsborough County and Manatee and Sarasota County, up to 3 inches of rain. But if you look at this picture, I mean, this is Florida, right? Maybe a third of the area picked up some very heavy rain. Other folks, not a drop of rain. And overnight, skies remain mostly clear after those showers wind down in Polk County, starting with a sunny start to the day and then some changes by your holiday weekend. We'll have that forecast coming up in a couple of minutes.
All right, see you shortly. Thank you, Dennis. Tonight, a middle school teacher in suburban Atlanta is out of a job and accused of letting students have sex in his classroom closet. Police are now charging Quentin Wright with contributing to the delinquency of a minor. The mother of a 14-year-old student found out he was having sex by reading his text messages. The woman wants to remain anonymous, but says the teacher told her son he didn't have condoms.
He told my son that you all can have it from 7:30 to like 8:30. Did you tell the girl what's going to happen and that she cannot tell anybody? Basically, don't tell anybody that I'm allowing y'all to use my room.
The mother pulled her 8th grade son out of school on Friday. She told the principal and filed a police report. Wright's bond was set at $16,000.
Do you know what brand airbag is in your car? If you don't, you need to check. Takata is now expanding their recall with up to 34 million cars possibly having defective airbags. It is the largest auto recall ever in U.S. history. And it's all due to exploding airbags that can fire bits of metal at passengers with so much force. Police say some victims look as if they've been shot or stabbed. One of the victims includes a Florida man whose lawyer says the airbag should have protected him, but it did not.
But instead, the airbag exploded and sent a 3.5-inch piece of steel into his face, taking out one of his eyes. Now he's horribly disfigured, unfortunately.
The most serious accidents so far have involved Hondas, but the recall also involves 11 manufacturers and parts suppliers. If you're not sure if your car is part of the massive recall, we made it easy for you. We posted a link on our website at abcactionnews.com/links.
But be careful what you write. How leaving a bad review on a popular website cost one couple thousands of dollars.
And are you being watched? Straight ahead, our Scripps investigation exposes how hackers may be watching you when you don't even realize it.
And do you believe in ghosts? Find out what's behind this strange sighting here in Florida.
Download the new ABC Action News app for your mobile phone and tablet. Just search ABC Action News in your favorite app store.
Tonight, we're hearing from a Colorado couple who was sued after giving a flooring company a bad review online. Matt White and his fiancee, Amanda, paid $35,000 for wood floors, but they say their staircase didn't meet code, the colors didn't match, and the doors would stick. The couple wrote a scathing review on Yelp. Then the flooring company sued, saying it was still owed money and it lost $625,000 in revenue because of that bad review.
Extortion by way of the court system to try and get money out of somebody or punish somebody for having spoken the truth.
It's also good for businesses to hear the truth because it's all part of making yourself a better business.
The couple recently settled this case for $15,000. They also hired a new company to fix everything.
For convenience, we connect more and more devices and cameras to the internet. Security cameras that peer into our schools, our work, and we even put them in our homes. But a Scripps national investigation discovered hundreds of thousands may be compromised, leaving them wide open to anyone with an internet browser. National investigative correspondent Mark Greenblatt warns if you think a password protects you, you may have your eyes wide shut.
You're looking at an unsecure video feed. Young boys and girls from Cincinnati's Indian Hill School District streaming live from a camera where potential predators could watch.
It was an open door. As a parent myself, I would have a concern with that.
Superintendent Mark Miles took the feed down minutes after we told him about it. But the video streamed live for 3 years, ever since the school district added remote access to its camera network.
We thought that every single one of those cameras was password protected.
But kind of like in your own home, a password only locks the front door online. Trouble is, as consumers hook up everything from home security to televisions to the internet, many turn off security settings or stick with default passwords, leaving back doors wide open that more than just hackers can walk through.
It's brainless. Now anybody with a browser can go to this website and search for a variety of different things and find stuff all over the world.
Security researcher Dan Tentler is talking about Shodan, a search engine that tracks any item connected to the internet.
That's bad.
The FBI is investigating how a pornographic image got posted on a billboard in Atlanta, but Tentler found hundreds unprotected nationwide near busy highways where distractions can kill. And he says 3 out of 4 internet cameras he studied are not secure.
How many would you guess were completely public that you found?
The figures would be somewhere in the neighborhood of 700,000.
We went looking ourselves and saw inside the Harlan County Jail in Kentucky, where views of a female inmate sleeping were among 9 unsecure cameras, which also revealed much of the jail's layout. Over at this shoe store, anyone with an internet connection can take total control, panning from side to side, even zooming in to get up close on employees who have no idea they're being watched.
Given the number of devices that are out there, there's large risk.
The Federal Trade Commission estimates 25 billion devices are connected online today and warns businesses and consumers to pay more attention, citing growing dangers like one highlighted at a recent government workshop.
One of our panelists demonstrated how he was able to hack into his own insulin pump.
It says in your report he was able to change their settings so that the insulin pumps no longer delivered medicine.
Right. If you hacked into a connected pacemaker defibrillator and issued a shock, you could stop someone's heart. It says to me that the security vulnerabilities here are real.
Experts say the best way to protect yourself is not to hook up anything directly to the internet, but instead to connect devices through something called a virtual private network, where you control who gets access. Mark Greenblatt for the Scripps National Bureau in Washington.
A bill closing the military sex offender loophole is on its way to President Barack Obama's desk to sign tonight. It is the first of 2 pieces of legislation in Congress responding to a Scripps Washington Bureau investigation. It revealed that hundreds of military sex offenders evading registration in the civilian world. The U.S. House passed a measure today which will require the Department of Defense to automatically alert the FBI about the pending release of a sex offender from prison, and to also require the names get added to a national public sex offender website. It's something exposed that does not always happen today.
Tonight, a mysterious orb spotted at the U.S. Spacewalk Hall of Fame in Brevard County has some wondering if the building is haunted. Surveillance cameras recently caught the orb on 2 separate occasions. Both times, the orb appears to float around, then just disappears. The president of the museum says both times the lights and air conditioning were turned off. He doubts the orb is a glare or a dust ball.
There are many items in here that were brought in by people who no longer are with us. They could be coming back to check on it.
The Spacewalk Hall of Fame recently moved into a 100-year-old building. It once served as the original county records facility.
Now, the most accurate weather team in Florida, ABC Action Weather.
Getting closer to the holiday weekend, a lot of folks want to know how it's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be like a typical summer day, some late day storms. Jameson, you're live tomorrow, right?
I am outside
yes, that's
Emily
true.
Arena.
The lightning. Yes.
Nice and cool would be nice.
Inside, yes. Outside, not so much. A lot of folks are going to be out there. I think the weather should cooperate right now. All's quiet locally, at least off of I-275. But if you look over at I-4, that's not the case. Look at the rain that continues to just sort of bubble up right around Lakeland and just off to the north in Polk City and down to Highland City. Now, none of this is severe. In fact, we're not even showing any lightning with it. But nevertheless, some moderate rain still lingering across part of the area. Tomorrow, I think we start seeing these storms earlier, but they're out of here earlier as well. Outside right now, temperatures anywhere from Tampa to Clearwater to St. Pete in the upper 70s under mostly clear skies. There's a satellite. Today we had the storms, about 1 or 2 o'clock. Pinella saw it, so certainly earlier, and that is a transition to more of a west to northwest flow. And typically it pushes everything over to the east side of the state by 9 or 10 o'clock. But today was sort of that transitional day. We weren't really solid with the northwest flow. Tomorrow we will be, which means the rains start a little earlier along the beach, and they're out of here by 6:30, 7 o'clock, moving over to the East Coast. So you wake up tomorrow morning, skies should be mostly sunny. But with this sort of a pattern, you can never say never about a quick shower right along the coast, anywhere between, say, 10 and 12. But I think 1 to 2 is probably the safe way to think you're going to see a better chance of an isolated shower or even a thunderstorm. And then watch what happens by 4 or 5 o'clock. And by 6, they're already over to the east side of our viewing area. And by 8, the east side of the state. So that's good news if you are going over to Amalie, maybe to watch the game outdoors or just to have a good time before the game starts. I think the weather should cooperate, but as I said, it's going to be hot. No way around that, with high temperatures about 90. And on Thursday, same deal. Now, if this were July and the Gulf was warmer, we would have morning showers, maybe even a water spout or two with this sort of a pattern. But that Gulf isn't quite warm enough yet, and because of that, most of the showers pop up later on in the morning into the afternoon, not to mention the air pretty dry over the next 48 hours too. So I think Thursday even drier than tomorrow. Nice little break if you weren't into that daily rain. But by the weekend, I think it returns as we do a flip-flop. The winds come right back, bringing our storms back to the coast. In fact, great picture here. In the next 24 hours, look where all that heavy rain is going to be, on the East Coast, because those winds are pushing it over there. Next week, it's going to come right back this way. It's all about wind direction in Florida this time of the year. Forecast highs, upper 80s to lower 90s again. Top to bottom, east of I-75, probably low to mid-90s with mostly sunny skies. For the boaters, look for winds primarily northwest. There they are at 5 to 10 knots. Seas a foot or two, light chop in the bay. That Gulf temp's 83. When it gets to be about 88, 89, that's when you start seeing those morning showers even along the beach. There are your tides, your sunrise, and your sunset. Your forecast overnight, mid-70s under partly cloudy skies on Wednesday. A lot of sunshine, isolated shower. That's about it. High temperatures around 90. There's a look at Florida's most accurate 7-day forecast. Rain chances 20% Wednesday, 40% on Thursday. So still rather dry across the area, but by the weekend, the long weekend, highs each day around 90. The storm chances will be much higher, especially along the coast, with morning lows in the mid-70s. So if you are going to the beach on Memorial Day, watch out for those storms. They'll be along the beach by about 6 o'clock.
Well, Tyler Johnson's historic hat trick wasn't the only record he set last night. And the Rays found themselves down early in Atlanta. John Sable has highlights and more next in sports.
Your Tampa Bay Lightning pushing through the playoffs. And ABC Action News takes you inside every step. Your favorite sports team brings you the best of Tampa Bay's favorite sports team. Chasing the Cup tomorrow at 7:30 only on ABC Action News.
40 years. 6 generations. One feeling. Here's to the original sports sedan. The BMW 3 Series. We only make one thing. The ultimate driving machine. Right now, lease a BMW 320i sedan for as low as $269 a month.
We live in a pick and choose world. Choose, choose, choose. But at bedtime, why settle for this? Enter Sleep Number. Don't miss the Memorial Day Special Edition mattress with Sleep IQ technology. Sleep IQ tells you how well you slept and what adjustments you can make. You like the bed soft. He's more hardcore. So your sleep goes from good to great to wow. Now we can all choose amazing sleep only at a Sleep Number store. Save $500 on a Memorial Day Special Edition mattress with Sleep IQ technology. No better sleep with Sleep Number.
When we made the Jeep Cherokee, we didn't stop at a stunning interior or at advanced technologies or stop at that gas station or from going over bumps or rocks or through rivers. Let's just say we couldn't stop ourselves. One drive and you'll discover why the Jeep brand continues to be the best-selling SUV brand. Join us now during the Jeep Memorial Day sales event. Well-qualified current lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on Cherokee Latitude front-wheel drive for $259 a month.
At Mosaic, knowing more about nature makes us better at our job.
Our job? Plant millions of trees, conserve and recycle water,
and make clean, renewable energy.
What we've learned, we also teach.
The Mosaic Coastal Education Center teaches local students the importance of the environment
and how to protect it.
Mosaic, workplace for today's ecologists,
classroom for tomorrow's.
Nissan gave a lucky few the ride of their life in the 2015 Nissan Altima.
Where am I going? Where am I going?
Nissan Altima with blind spot warning and up to 270 horsepower. Get the ride of your life at your local Nissan store. Choose the 38 mpg Highway Altima and get up to $1,000 bonus cash on top of existing offers. Bonus cash ends June 1st. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Nissan, innovation that excites.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Tyler Johnson has been a household name here in the Bay Area for the last 2 seasons, but ever since the start of the playoffs, and even with that impressive hat trick last night, Johnson now has the entire NHL's attention. Now, standing at 5'8", Johnson may get lost in a crowd, but definitely not on the ice. His speed and quickness is one of the reasons why he's become one of the best centers in the league. Not bad for a guy who went undrafted. Now, take a look at what Tyler Johnson accomplished from last night's Game 2 win. He became the first Lightning player to earn a hat trick in the playoffs, but he also set 2 more records. The most multi-goal games in the postseason with 4, and the first Lightning player to score a shorthanded and power play goal in 1 period in the playoffs. Safe to say Johnson is just on fire. Now, he and the rest of the Lightning returned from New York this afternoon. The talk at the airport, of course, was about Johnson's epic performance, but also about looking ahead to Game 3. And lost in Johnson's career game was Alex Killorn and Steven Stamkos, also scoring, combining for 3 goals.
When all the tension's put on some guys, we know we've got other guys in the bank, and everybody's contributing. And for Johnny obviously to score the first 3 goals and do what he did, it's pretty remarkable.
A team game, it takes all 20 guys to put in an effort and to go far into the playoffs. But you need difference makers on the ice, and obviously last night he was a big difference maker for us.
And great to see the fans at the airport greeting them back. And make sure to keep it right here to ABC Action News for Games 3 and 4. We'll be live outside Amalie Arena tomorrow and for Friday with live pregame specials from 7:30 to 8 o'clock. Tom Korn and I will break down the matchups with special guest Lightning owner Jeff Vinnick, and former Lightning center Brian Bradley will also join us. Hey, meanwhile, out west, Game 2 of the Western Conference Final. Game 2 still going on in Anaheim. It's tied 2-2 in the 3rd period. Chicago led 2-0, but Anaheim has stormed back to tie it at 2. The Ducks lead that series 1 games 2-0. Meanwhile, the Interleague baseball schedule has some odd rotations when it comes to actually making the schedule each season. And believe it or not, the Rays and Braves played tonight for the first time since 2012. And it was just the first time the Rays have played in Atlanta since 2010. And the Braves jumped out to an early 3-1 lead, but the Rays started to chip away. It's 3-2 in the 4th as Drupal Cabrera exits stage right. Cabby just tattoos this ball. It's about 17 rows up for his 2nd home run of the year, and it's all of a sudden tied game at 3. In the 5th now, same score, Logan Forsythe at the dish, rips it past a diving Pedro Sirocco at 3rd. James Loney motors from 2nd. He scores. Rays take the lead at 4-3. Next batter, and 4 pitches later, David DeJesus goes shopping in the center field gap. That double plates home Forsythe, and the Rays now tie it up at take a lead rather at 5-3, and they go on to win by that score. And guess who's tied for first place right now in the AL East with the Yankees? Your Tampa Bay Rays. Who saw that coming this late in May? All right, football news. It's official. Former Notre Dame quarterback Everett Golson will be switching gold helmets this fall. He announced this afternoon he's transferring to Florida State.
Golston graduated from Notre Dame last weekend, is eligible to play immediately this fall. Florida and Georgia were also in the running. He'll now compete with junior quarterback Sean McGuire, with the Seminoles starting quarterback. And finally, listen to this. The NFL owners voted 30-2 to change how extra points will be scored. The new rule pushes the extra point kick to the 15-yard line. The owners also voted on a change to the two-point conversion. It will remain on the 2-yard line, but the defense is now allowed to score, meaning the defense could return a block kick or a turnover on a two-point play for 2 points. These changes have been proposed as a one-year rule to see how it works this upcoming season, but it may just remain in place for the long term. Stay tuned. We're back after this final timeout.
Closed captioning is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer.
Memorial Day deals could be yours at American Signature Furniture. It's easy. This week only get free delivery to your home. Plus 48 months, no interest financing when you spend just $19.99 and up. So let's review. Free delivery plus 48 months financing. American Signature Furniture. Style comes easy.
It's the power of two. Tampa Honda and Wesley Chapel Honda. 2 times the selection. Over 700 new Hondas. Our exclusive 2-year maintenance program and our original lifetime warranty. 2 times the selection, 2 times the savings, 2 great locations. Wesley Chapel Honda and Tampa Honda.
Tonight, star of Disney's Tomorrowland, George Clooney.
Here's what's weird about getting older.
Tell me, because I'm wondering what that's going to be like.
Let me tell you what it's going to be like.
And the Bachelorette cast-off with her incredible story. Yeah, I'll marry her. New Jimmy Kimmel Live, tonight on ABC.
There are 2 kinds of kings in this world. The ones who were given their crowns. And the ones who take them.
Well-qualified lessees of competitive vehicles can lease the new 2015 Chrysler 300 Limited rear-wheel drive for $249 a month.
Working out like this reminds me of my days as an athlete, and my gym is a free Bright House Wi-Fi hotspot. So with apps like Watch ESPN, I can watch TV while I work out.
All right, time to pack up the gun show.
Watch TV anywhere with these great apps and discover
internet and DVR service for $92 a month. Hello, new ways to connect.
TLX from Acura. Visit your Bay Area Acura dealer for attractive offers on the TLX.
Hurry to the new ASF Mattress Shop at American Signature Furniture for Memorial Day mattress deals. Save up to $300 instantly on any iComfort or iSeries Queen mattress set, or up to $600 off select adjustable base sets. Only at American Signature Furniture.
The Hyundai Memorial Day sales event has arrived with more selection, more value, and more deals on our entire Hyundai lineup. Get huge holiday savings on the all-new Sonata, Elantra, Santa Fe, and Genesis. Right now, get up to $5,000 in total savings, or get 0% APR for 75 months, and lease a new Hyundai for as low as $139 a month. Plus, get America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. You better hurry. The Hyundai Memorial Day sales event ends soon. So get to your Suncoast Hyundai dealer before it's too late.
ABC Action News is brought to you by your Suncoast Hyundai dealers. Test drive the 2015 Elantra this Memorial Day.
So on Wednesday, actually, it's going to be a very nice start. Maybe an isolated shower around lunchtime, but still mostly sunny. Nothing more than a few storms, and hopefully it won't be over Amalie. Not to mention the fact that we're broadcasting there, but all this, folks, you don't want to deal with that.
No.
Thank you.
Plus, we don't want Jameson's hair to get wet.
Yeah, you don't want that would be a bad thing.
Tragic.
Yeah.
Continuing coverage on our website, abcactionnews.com.
Have a good night. We'll see you back here tomorrow night.
Thank you for choosing ABC Action News. Honored to be chosen by the Associated Press as Florida's best news operation. 6 years in a row.
Tomorrow on the Now Tampa Bay, we are live from Amalie Arena starting at 4 o'clock, right before the Lightning hit the ice. We're talking to fans. We're talking to all of you people out there, including champ Dave Anderchuk. That's tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
Announcing the summer's